I wasn't told that you turned any arms over to the steward.
My weapons are not city property, and in the interest of not giving your steward the chance to lose them, I didn't bring them with me.
But you're still wearing your shoulder holsters?
It is a considerable pain in the ass to take off. Is there a regulation against carrying empty holsters?
Not as such. As long as you don't try to strangle someone with the straps, I think you're good to go.
Should the need to strangle someone arise, my tie would be easier to take off.
Nick, don't use the guards as maximum security prison while I'm working, please.
The prisoners remain seated at all times. Nothing aside from paper is to be passed to the prisoner, in which case he will slide the paper directly across the table rather than handing it to him directly. Making direct contact with the prisoner is prohibited for your own safety. Do not accept anything from the prisoner that you did not bring into the room yourself. In such cases, the prisoner is expected to slide the item across the table. The prisoner is restrained. If he becomes aggressive, simply move away from the table and a guard will arrive to let you out. The room is visually monitored. The guards monitoring cannot hear your conversation, but it is being recorded. The recording is kept at a separate security company. A copy of this recording can be requested if desired. You have 30 minutes.
Mr. Otterton, as I'm sure you know, I'm Judy Hopps. I have been assigned to handle your final appeal in your case.
You can say it. The murder of my wife.
Yes, the murder of your wife. I have some progress in finding discrepancies in the official reports, but not enough at this point to ensure that the appeal would be a success. I have some more information that I need to go through before I can decide how to proceed, and I need you to clear some things up for me.
You're not going to offer sympathy or claim to understand the death of my wife, Mrs. Hopps? Ask me how I am doing? How prison is treating me?
Given your popularity in Zootopia before the murder, I'm sure you've received your share of both empty or sincere well wishes and platitudes. I doubt you really want me to add to them.
A fair assumption, and a correct one. You say you have more information to go through?
Yes, but it's not something that I'm willing to get into until I have reviewed it. Once it has been reviewed, if anything of value comes from it, I'll be sure to bring it to your attention.
If not for something new, why are you here? And who is your silent friend?
He's my bodyguard while I'm in Zootopia.
The administrator sent someone to guard you.
He doesn't work for the administration any more than I do. He works for me, no one else.
I don't know how much help you expect me to be. I gave my statement, and my statement was ignored. Having it again certainly isn't going to change the minds of the courts that put me in here to begin with, if I could even blame the courts for that.
You think someone else was involved? You're not the only one who thinks that. The basis of my case is the fact that you were arrested, tried, and convicted with minimal evidence. Given your activities in the city prior to the murder, it goes without saying that you had to have some enemies.
And now you're looking for something to tip the scales in the appeal. That is no small task, given the time that has passed, Miss Hopps. And the fact that, yes, I believe someone else was involved.
Do you have any suspicion of who that someone might be?
None. But that you would ask also means that you have no idea yourself. That is unfortunate.
But not something I intend to dismiss. Right now, however, I want to focus on making sure that the facts of this case come to the surface. Once we have answers, once you're a free mammal, then I will do everything in my power to make sure the case is reopened.
Ask me your questions, Mrs. Hopps. You must understand that what I've done, whatever I accomplished, was not for any cry of passion, any urge of change, or obligation to anyone's plight. I was just a florist on a barren field.
That was a really good speech, Emmy.
Huh? Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was just bound to upset someone.
That's the point, my dear.
Oh yeah, makes me want to move my ass off this chair and do something. Give those Willy Foxes a what for, you know. Aren't those bad for you?
I'll treat myself with just one.
One, that all for you?
Of course, the key to cheating is small doses.
Smarty Otter, that'll be $1.13.
That weasel been bothering you lately?
Not today. He was here a while ago, only stayed for a second. Guess he had a call or something.
You should take down his badge number next time he does bother you. Flirting is one thing. Aggressive pursuit is another, especially when he is in uniform.
Maybe, as long as he stays on that side of the counter. Doesn't matter me much. Need a bag?
No, dear. I don't think it's going to last long enough to bother. You have a good night now.
You too, Emmy.
You cannot grow on a soil suffocating under arid conditions. So you burn it and control the flames as best you can. And all the while you understand that fires will spare nothing. I'm a little late today, May. I hope you didn't wait for me. Just needed a breather. Maybe you should come with me. Leave the city for a while. See the world again after all this is done. May? May? May, what? No. No, no. One small neglect, and the world ended. The flames swallowed you, and the only flower you ever held. I heard a sound. The front door opening. The hum of voices. I thought the killer had come back for a moment, and I'm not sure if it was terror or blind fury that had me reaching for the knife, because that is exactly what I should have done. Reach for the murder weapon without thinking.
You mean, when you turned, Officer Weaselton was already standing there? He would have seen you pick up the knife.
I think so, yes. Is that important?
His report states that you were kneeling beside your Mrs. Otterton with a knife in your paw. If he saw you pick it up, that's just another inconsistency to add to a pile of inconsistencies. Do you happen to remember his expression?
"30 minutes are up."
I thought that he was the killer. For a moment, he almost looked pleased, maybe a little manic, but once I realized he was a police officer, he looked angry.
Or maybe you did see it, and his expression changed.
Thank you, Mr. Otterton. We will speak again once I have reviewed everything I've learned.
Thank you, Mrs. Hopps. I feel better now, knowing you're putting real effort into...
You swing a mean chair, Carrots. Nice hit.
Mrs. Hopps, if I was happy to have you as my lawyer a minute ago, I'm even more so now.
All part of the job. Cameras. There are cameras.
It seems someone would rather see me dead than free.
Someone wanted it seen. Media coverage outside the courthouse, the cameras at the DMV, and now a prison with around-the-clock video surveillance. Why would someone want the attacks recorded?
The moths. They might be trying to spread the flame.